Hi, this is Joe McClung with FloodGate Medical. Today we're going to hit the most critical elements you'll need to make the resume of yours stand out in the midst of white noise of hundreds of applicants. A nails resume will never get you a job, but a lackluster resume can knock you out of the interview opportunity. Do you know the average time a recruiter or employer reviews your resume before making a decision? Well, it could be only 7 seconds. Our team at FloodGate looks at a whopping 50,000 resumes a year and actually finding jobs for a fraction of those. I know it's a little daunting, but that's why we're here, right? So how to get noticed? The key elements to a strong resume for any sales or marketing executives are simplicity, strong SEO, supporting data, storytelling, provide a snapshot of you, not just what you do for a living. So first, simplicity. When it comes to resumes, less is typically more. Choose a simple layout with a traditional font like Times Roman or Arial. Bullet points still remain king. Drop the objective because honestly, no one really reads them. Make sure your contact info includes the closest major city. If you live in, say, Muscle Shoals, Alabama, so that your reader doesn't have to guess, or worse, make an incorrect assumption. Your work experience should be in reverse chronological order. So your most recent experience is at the top, your education is the bottom. If you graduated less than 5 years ago, you could put it at the top, but otherwise, put it at the bottom. Collegiate, sports, internships, or community involvement are absolutely worth it, but put them at the bottom as well. A lot of people ask us about whether or not to include the year you graduated. Unfortunately, it can hurt your job search if you're of a certain age. So when in doubt, leave it off. Second area is strong SEO. As I mentioned a moment ago, the only person reading through your entire resume is probably your mom. So in order to game the system and make sure you're discoverable online and in recruiter databases, you need to use rich keywords that will ensure that you nail that SEO search. What are rich keywords? If you work in cardiology, for example, it simply means that your resume should include words like EP mapping, defibrillator, CRM, interventional cardiologist, etc. Think about like you're leaving breadcrumbs for that recruiter or employer to find you in its digital world. The other area is supporting data. It doesn't matter how sharp your resume looks. If the content isn't solid, you won't get the attention you're looking for. Here at FloodGate, we primarily work with sales and marketing executives. So if that's you, focus on the W's, what you've done, where you've done it, and who was involved. Recruiters are, believe it or not, fairly easy to please. We like math. Our eyes go straight to the numbers. So if you tell us you sold ortho supplies for 15 years, we wouldn't be nearly as impressed that if you told us you've hit quota 13 out of those 15 years and won P Club 6 times, and so on. It's all about the numbers. Include rankings, quotas, your accomplishments. The other element is storytelling. Your resume needs to tell your story. Just like a good book, there are transitions. The author will let you know the timing, context, and so on when the scene changes. Do the same with your resume. If you got promoted or recruited into a new role, don't be shy. The hiring managers love this stuff. Most are missing the storytelling component. Do you self-finance some of your college tuition? That may seem like a minor thing, but it says a lot about you and your work ethic. Did you take 6 months off to care for an ailing relative? Include a note about that too. You get the picture. Connect the dots for your recruiters and potential employers so they see you against the backdrop of your life, not just your skill sets. Which leads me into the last and final point. Snapshot of you. If you haven't noticed, we live in a hyper-transparent world right now. You want to know what your kid's pediatrician had for breakfast this morning? Check Instagram. Employers place a high value on the culture in their organizations, as they should. Include a little color into who you are as a person outside of work. This should go beneath your education section. If you're active in your local church, volunteer for Special Olympics, or enjoy cooking, include it. These things help you build bridges with your future employer. To make this a little easier, we have resume templates available and keywords to include when you build your resume. Don't overthink the resume. You will reach a point of diminished return, and there's a lot more to searching for your future than a nails resume. So create a good one and move on.